All you come in. All you come in. All you come in. Come in. Come in. All you come in. All you come in.
The shipping armor. Keep it big crew. Where are they? All you come in. Come in. Come in. All you 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 come in.
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. All you come in. Come in, 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 all
You
you
respect
come in.
that? You respect
Come
that?
in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in,
You
all you
respect
come in.
that? You respect that?
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in.
Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you come in. Come in, all you.
Come in, all you come in.
Blue wave.
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 Come in, all you come in. 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 Come in, all you come in.
Pleasant, good evening. Telford and environs. The blue wave is here this afternoon into the night to be able to endorse and to introduce the TPP candidate, Orlando Kerr, the next area representative for Roxborough, Argyle. I am Ann Natasha II. I am the chairman of the Tobago People's Party, and I will be your host tonight. We first want to invite the presence of the Lord to bless us up and protect us. So we want to invite to the podium at this time Miss Nikema Williams to lead us in prayer, and I will ask you to remain standing so that we can do the national anthem. So Daria Duke will follow. So we're going to stand now and welcome Miss Nikema Williams to the podium.
A pleasant good evening, everyone. May we all bow our heads. Gracious God, source of wisdom, justice, and peace, we pause at this moment to invite your presence among us. We thank you for the gift of Tobago, for its people, its heritage, its beauty, and for the responsibility entrusted to those who seek to lead and serve. Today, in this moment, we lift every representative, every candidate, and every voice in this gathering. Grant them their hearts, may their hearts be rooted in integrity, minds guided by honesty, and a spirit shaped by care and compassion for all people. May no one be overlooked, no one favored above another. Remove from us the temptation of partiality, self-interest, or division. Instead, help the candidates to be anchored in fairness, transparency, and respect, with a clear commitment to the holistic development of our island. Bless the young people with opportunity and hope, the elderly with dignity and security, and those in between with purpose and stability and vision. May policies and promises reflect the real needs of every community, both urban and rural, strong and struggling. Let positive changes rise from words matched by actions, from leadership grounded in service rather than power, and from unity that seeks the common good above all else. As we move forward, may truth guide every decision, peace govern every discussion, and love for making Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. We entrust this meeting and the future of our island into your care, and we ask for your wisdom, courage, and humility for all who serve. Amen.
From the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. This our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you so much. So permit me to establish the protocols for tonight. Political leader, Farley Chavez Augustine. Deputy political leaders and all other members of the party's executive. Candidates, members, supporters, and well-wishers. Every member of the Executive Council, whether you are currently a candidate or not, welcome. A pleasant good night to everyone. Welcome. Welcome. The Tobago People's Party is here tonight, as I mentioned earlier, to introduce and to endorse your son, Delaford, Orlando Kerr, not just as the TPP candidate, but as your next area representative. Our logo, I want to remind you, is the anchor. Our slogan for this election is Tobago is we. Tobago is. We are going to win every single single seat from Charlottesville all the way to Crown Point.
You respect that?
And we are going to win because we have the formula for winning. We understand that in order to win, all you have to do is take one more viable vote to the polls than your opponent. So we carry one more viable voter to the polls in Charlottesville, in Roxborough, in Belgarden, in Goodwood, in Bagatelle, in Morea, in every single district.
You respect that? You respect that?
What is our symbol? What is our symbol? And our slogan is Tobago is. So we're going to get started right away. Coming from the West, the TPP has a hard-working, multi-talented assemblyman. He hails from Lambo Lowlands. The people, the crowds just love to hear the man talk. He brings real talk to the table. He brings the vibes. He brings the energy. Put your hands together, make some noise, blow the horns, and welcome. Give a good country welcome to our assemblyman, Wayne Wasp Clark.
Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war.
Della Ford, good night. Della Ford, good night. Are they ready for the war? That ain't song too good, man. Are they ready for the war? If you're ready for the war, raise your flag. Raise your rag. Raise everything. Because it's war from today. I'm telling you, up to the 12th of January is war.
You respect that? You respect that?
Tonight, let me stand to salute our political leader, a great man from the East, Pauline Chavez Augustine, the deputy political leaders. But tonight, it is not about the deputy political leaders. It is not even about the political leader, although he has his place at the top. Tonight is about your son, Mr. Orlando Kerr. Listen, this election, you have to be serious. This election is serious business. All you see, Kerr look quiet there. Kerr is not really a quiet man, you know. Sometimes, when I'm in the division on morning, when you have anything to do on this end up here, all of the, you know, normally they're going to knock the door and say somebody outside to you. It's the door that Jesse push open. Kerr come in and ask me what's going on with Della Ford, what's going on with Betsy Hope, what's going on with Louis Dore. The thing gets so serious one morning I had to tell him, hey, me afraid you know.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
But I just want to say that Orlando Kerr deserves to be the candidate and the next area representative for this district. The way how this man has been working. Listen, let me just make it official come January the 12th. We need to just put the man inside and tell him continue your work. Because this man has been working and working and working for you non-stop.
You respect that? You respect that?
We had a little setback with the lighting at the Louis Dore ground the other day. You know, we commissioned that facility for you all. But 2 months before we commissioned that place, Orlando Kerr came to the office and said if he had to go down there with torchlight, he going and play in the night. I said, man, wait, we got commission the place. This man he just has an interest in his community. And I'm not saying this because we are in an election season, and I'm saying this because it's just the truth. There's no better person to represent you in the Tobago House of Assembly other than Orlando Kerr. Orlando Kerr walk the walk. He talk the talk. He interested in getting the work done. Orlando Kerr is the best man for the job. Without a doubt. He showed me one side of him a day. You know, this man has so much different side. The last time me and he had a little face off, well, it does end up friendly. I said, but you ain't no beauty. He said, no, I is the beast. I is the beast from the east.
You respect that? You respect that?
Come January 12th, we want one person to represent this district. That person is Orlando Kerr.
You respect
Come
that?
January 12th, we want one person who is serious about Tobago business. That is Orlando Kerr. Come January 12th, we want a person who has demonstrated over the years that he understands what service is. That is Orlando Kerr. I don't know why they put this particular opponent against Orlando Kerr. They don't know he's a teacher. He got to teach them a lesson. Orlando Kerr going to teach them a lesson come the 12th of January. Yes, he going to be teaching. And listen, as good as this look, I want you to finish the job because you have a responsibility to finish the job. The responsibility is make sure you get to the polls on January 12th and vote resoundingly for Orlando Kerr. Because all this waving and jumping and making noise wouldn't make sense if we didn't get to the polls. We have to get to the polls. I want to see what you're pushing when you go to the polls. Show me your finger, because that finger belongs to Orlando Kerr on the 12th of January. Orlando Kerr is the person to take you where you need to go. Orlando Kerr is the person that will give you the representation that is necessary to see Tobago grow. I want you to understand that over the past 4 years, even the fact that he was not elected, he was selected, and without a doubt, he came up as one of the most outstanding servants in that THA. That man always showed up. That man was always on spot. That man was always ready to assist and to do what is required to get the job done.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
One time we wanted a little work to do on the courts at Louis Door. And they was taking long, you know, this procurement thing does take you a little longer than usual sometime. And Orlando Kerr come in my office. I said, well, the thing ain't come yet. They ain't done the process yet. I see he push his hand in his pocket. I said, where you going on to show me your ID card? No. He take out money and say, well, we got paid to do it. You have to put half. I said, but you real bold, boy. You ain't over there in my pocket. You telling me I had to put half? But you know I put it, and we get the job done. I want you to give Orlando Kerr a round of applause because he's a man that will be prepared to push his hand in his pocket when it's necessary to get the job done. And that is the kind of representation you want. This election is not for the faint-hearted. This election is not for people who are not serious. This election is the time to put people like Orlando Kerr into office because Tobago has a journey. Tobago has a place that it has to get to. And people like Orlando Kerr will ensure that we get to that place.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
On January 12th, your job is simple. While we have all the talking to do now, you have all the voting to do on January 12th. You have to go out and vote. You have to ensure that with your support, Orlando Kerr is in office. When we listen to the people from the other side, The reality is, everybody deserves a try. You know this song about the little ants trying to push down the rubber tree plant? But Orlando Kerr will not be pushed down in this election. Orlando Kerr will stand up to all the challenge, all the enemies. Orlando Kerr will prevail. 21 years was a long time, brothers and sisters, to be struggling at the hands of those on the other side. And listen, you know them people who just run down women when they left them? It's the only woman that does, when they're beating women. And I ain't up here to endorse domestic violence, it's wrong, but you know people when they do it so long and you run away, they just run behind you. Don't care how far you go. That person will still want to run you down, give you the sweetest talk, tell you they care about you, tell you they're going to put you first. But the only thing you guarantee that you first going to be on the end of the bad treatment again. They say that they put Tobago first again. When did they ever put Tobago first? If they never put Tobago first in 21 years, how come you could do it in 4 years? I want you to tell them, you ain't stupid, and you ain't afraid them. On January the 12th, you're going to put Orlando Kerr because you're not putting somebody for promise, you're putting somebody for progress. You ain't putting somebody who going to tell you all kind of thing and then tell you, give you a next chance. Orlando Kerr said, tell them, we ain't running a damn raffle. We ain't running no raffle, so you have no more chance. The time for the chance run out. Now it's for people who could get in there and get to work. And Orlando Kerr has demonstrated over the past 4 years that he is prepared to get in there, buckle up, and get down to work. That is the man we had to vote for.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
When you look at those on the other side, everything they want to accuse us of is what they've been doing for the past 21 years. Everything they try to accuse us of. But we smarter than that. Listen to all that they're accusing you of. And then you realize, well, it's that they're doing all the time. The outside now, you know, people just function better. Some people, when they're outside peeping in, well, let them peep in. And they have a long time to peep. Let them get good ladder. Let them get good scaffold because they're going to spend the next 20 years peeping in. And the performance that you're going to get from this administration, when the 20 years up, they're going to have 20 more to peep in.
You respect that. You respect that.
The chief secretary told us about the mortgage for the housing where you could pass on to your generation. So if you couldn't pay all for it, you pass it on to your children, and the payments keep going, and eventually your family will have whatever it is. Well, I want to tell those on the other side that looking in from the outside, they could pass it on to their children, their grandchildren, because nothing like them could get into that damn THA again.
You respect that.
They can't get in there again. We have a job to ensure that they stay on the outside. Because there is where they could promise you and you don't even have to worry about the promise because you know them ain't doing nothing. We come into office and when people talk about yes, Tobago should get your own carnival. Farley Chavez Augustine said, well, me and no carnival, man. So he put Megan and them in front and they make the carnival a reality. We make the carnival happen. When you drive into the airport, any little thing you have in Canaan is traffic jam. We bring Trevor, and Trevor cut a road in the back of Friendship. All the obstacles that they tried to place in the way, all the obstacles was removed, and you could get to the airport from Canoe Bay in 3 minutes now. That deserves a round of applause. That is performance. I want to share something with you. You know, it's just the other day the chief secretary promoted me to the secretary. So I tell him, I say, well, I was an assistant secretary. Now you make me the secretary. What next? I said, so you feel me I want to be chief secretary too? But for now, I humble myself under the excellent leadership of Farley Chavez Augustine, and we're gonna tell you in the TPP is a love thing, and each and every assemblyman supports our chief secretary 100%. When one day a lady came to the office, said she came to see me. I said, what, boy? He said, when you were promoted as secretary, lady doesn't want to see you so regular. But it wasn't for nothing petty. The lady came with tears in her eyes. And I really want to share this with you because I want you to understand how those people who governed before us, how spiteful and wicked they was. The lady came to me with tears in her eyes. She went, you know them old people that get all their bill from even before you're born? The lady went for a bag in her car, and she showed me one set of receipt. She said, Mr. Clark, it's 20 years now. My name come down for piece of land. I pay all the money. They tell me I can't get the land and I can't get back the money. I said, but that is craziness. I didn't wait. I said, you have your receipts. I checked them. I realized it's thing the woman talking the truth. I carry her to Whitey. Whitey, look at this thing. We was just on the verge of having a draw. I said, look at this. We cannot allow this woman to go into no draw with somebody who applied some months ago. Whitey said, I'm going to take care of it. And the following week was the draw, but before anybody knew what was going on in the draw, for the 20 years of sweat that woman went through, that woman was the first recipient that she passed the land. I tell you, this administration care about people. This administration care about people. It's 20 years the woman pay. These people know how to spite you. And before anything, you go them with anything, they're asking you where your political head lie. Well, I'm going to tell them where we political head lie. We political head lie at the head of the Tobago House of Assembly, and their political head will continue to be on the outside in the political cemetery. That's where you're going to be.
You respect that.
We do the carnival. We do the road. We didn't stop there. We do the first beach sport facility of international standard at Corland. That beach facility is one of a kind. It doesn't have one in Trinidad, but it has one in Tobago. So very soon, the beach football teams and the beach volleyball teams, some of these things, you know, long time how Tobagonians always had to catch a plane or a boat to go to Trinidad and do national training. We reverse it. It got to be the other way up now. And Tobago deserves every moment of that. We're turning on the thing. We have to turn it around. We can't stay behind all the time. Because you know, if you keep staying behind somebody, you have to be looking at the back parts. And if they ain't eating on time, you know we're going to be coming back at you. We can't afford that. We have to put Tobago in front now. It's time for Tobago to go to the front. We have been at the back too long. It's time you all get yourself accustomed to looking back and not being at the back. Tobago deserves to be first. Tobago deserves to be run, ruled, and governed by the Tobago People's Party. This is the only party that the people make the name. The people choose the color. The people did everything. And come January 12th, the people going to secure victory for Orlando Kerr, for Farley Chavez Augustine, for Dr. Faith, for Megan, all the candidates. We are confident in a victory, and this victory is a victory of good over evil. Everybody go out and play a part because this is a serious election. We have to stamp our authority in the Tobago space. Without a doubt, we have to do it now. Now is the time. We don't have tomorrow. What we have is now, and we have to make it right now. Each and everybody go out and vote. People that come to meeting, wave flag, jump up, dance, and they ain't go to the polls. I'm telling you, you're dancing in vain. leave the dancing in vain for the people on the red side. It's them go dance in vain. We minding with business and we going out and vote January the 12th. So as I wrap up tonight, I want you to understand that this victory could not be achieved without you play your part. I have to play my part. But you, more importantly, has to play your part because election is about numbers. And numbers is what matter. You don't study what they're saying, you go out and vote. I have no doubt that Tobago will one day write its own history. And at the beginning of that history, at the beginning when they're going to write that history, it will start not by A.T.P.T. James. It will start not by A.N.R. Robinson. It will start with the Tobago People's Party running to victory on January the 12th. We have no choice. We have to bring this home. We have to make it happen. We have to do what is right for Tobago. Tobago deserves to be first. Tobago deserves to win. We ain't talking about no Tobago first again. As far as we concerned, Tobago was first, Tobago is first, and Tobago will always be first. Tobago have to be first. Tobago have to win. We have to ensure and we have to make sure that Tobago win. It's time we go to the front. It's time we rate ourselves up. It's time that Tobago bring this home for Tobago people. You choose the name. You choose the color. And you're going to march us to victory. Victory for the Tobago People's Party come January the 12th. I have no doubt. Orlando Kerr, the best candidate on show. Ladies and gentlemen, have a pleasant night. I love you. Take care. January the 12th, we're going to bring this home. Thank you.
Until the philosophy which hold one race superior and another inferior is finally
What tell you about the man?
permanent.
What tell you about the assemblyman? Good thing come from the TPP. Let me call about man noise for him, man. Give him another wave of flag, another bit of no. Yeah, man. It is again my pleasure because we're keeping the information coming, we're keeping the speakers coming. It is my good pleasure to introduce one of my past students. Another one. He was across there with the red. And the hand of God moved him to join with Blue Wave. And as a good democratic, well-integrated and sound party, we welcome him across with our Blue Wave. The young man is a bold and brave soldier. He's an eloquent speaker. Good debate, good and proper. Brilliant, bright. Let us put our hands together for him. He is going to lead us in Pokemon Pleasant. He is going to lead us
You respect that?
in Pokemon Pleasant to beat up Ansel Dennis again.
You respect that? You respect that?
Just before he comes, I was the whole campaign manager for Sonny Craig. And when we beat Ansel by the 2-3 votes, he called for a recount. And we went and we count over every single ballot, and we beat him still. He called for a second recount. And we count up all the ballots, and we beat him again. So this time when Keegan the Noon, we newly welcomed Blue Brother to the Blue Wave, takes Pokemon Pleasant, he must beat him by enough votes, so he can't call for no
watch what we go do. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we feeling? Are you ready for January 12th? The blue wave is coming. The blue wave is coming. Permit me to recognize political leader, the Honorable Fali Chavez Augustine, and all deputy political leaders, chairman and my former teacher, Miss Anne Natasha II, all my comrades in this service. Yes, I see people are begging me to come back. I see that. But most importantly, you, the supporters of this great party, give yourselves a round of applause. You see, brothers and sisters, this is a serious time. The election is less than a month away. And all of this would be in vain if we do not go out to the polls and put your X by the anchor. I was walking this evening through my electoral district, and I met a young man who told me that he was not interested in voting. And I asked him why. He said that he has been made many promises. But I asked him the question, have you benefited over the last 4 years? And he couldn't even think about it. And I asked him where he was working, and he told me, and I told him that this administration was responsible for increasing your salary at URP. But I also reminded him that he was able to take vacation for this Christmas because of this administration. You see, the thing about it is, I want you to understand that the Tobago People's Party cares about the people. It is the party for the people, by the people. What I want you to also understand is that before we are voters, we are neighbors. Before we are supporters, we are family. But most importantly, all of us are Tobagonians. And we want to ensure that Tobago continues on a trajectory going forward. For the past 4 years, we have seen development on this island. I was going to the airport this morning, and usually I'm stuck in traffic, but in 5 minutes, I was down there. This administration also birthed what you call the Impact Program, and that is a program that caters for those young men and women who didn't do too well in school, because they recognized that everyone, whether race, religion, or class, needs that support. And this administration has shown us that they are willing to support all manner of people. The thing about it is, brothers and sisters, the TPP can boast about paying the most gratuities per year over the history of the Tobago House of Assembly. Looking forward to ensuring that you feel development in your pocket. But what is most important this evening is the candidate for this area, Mr. Orlando Kerr. When I say Orlando, you say Kerr. Orlando, Orlando, Orlando. You see, you can boast about having one of the best representatives out of the 15 representatives for this election.
You respect that? You respect that? You respect that?
This is a man who has given his entire life to the service of the people of Tobago. Over 29 years of service as a teacher. And that was not enough. He said he wants to do more. And he's here this evening to be the next representative for Roxborough, Argyle, come January the 12th, 2026. You see, he's a man who is not only passionate about Tobago, but passionate about entrepreneurship on the island. And you would recognize that he did not take his business out of the village. He kept his business right here. He has been contributing to youth groups, to churches, to organizations over the years, both in and out of office. That is your representative, the man Orlando Kerr.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
The thing about it is, he's a member of one of the oldest All Fours clubs on the island, All Stars. And my team has had the privilege of beating them a couple of times. But this time we are on the same team, so I cannot hang his jack anymore. But we have people jack to hang on the other side. I find it so interesting that recently they were calling me to come home. After they slander my name, they call me Judas, they call me all manner of things. But I'm still good enough to come home. But when you leave, you mustn't go back.
You respect that. You respect that.
You see, brothers and sisters, the blue wave has come and continues to come. On January the 12th, I want you to take no chances with your future. Because when you go out to the polls and you make it clear with this index finger that you want Tobago to go forward, you would make sure to ram the X, jam the X by the anchor. You see, because forward ever, no retreat, we would continue making Tobago the greatest little island on this planet. I thank you.
Bless up, bless up, bless up, TPP, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, TPP, bless. TPP a pass through, born to Begonians from the grassroots. Them a help all the elders and nurture the youths. Don't tell me about pain and when.
What is our symbol? The anchor. What is our symbol? And we have a duty, because we want to win every single seat. We have a duty to take one more viable vote to the polls than our enemy. So we have to work harder than them. We have to work longer hours than them. And we work until 6 o'clock p.m. on the 12th of January. So we have a house announcement. Someone left a key in the bathroom. So you will check backstage for your key. We're staying in the West. And it is about that time when we want to welcome one of our powerful Tobagonian TPP women leaders. She is a strong deputy political leader.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect.
She is tried and tested. And she was selected by the people of Belgarden, Glamorgan, to serve as assemblyman for the last 4 years. And she will return on January the 12th as assemblyman for that district.
You respect that. You respect that.
She has also served and is serving as our deputy chief secretary. She's a proper woman, strong woman. She's coming to give us vital information that we can use on the campaign trail to fight this battle, because we are in a battle. I want you to show, as we come closer to the east, all the love, all the affection, as we welcome our deputy political leader and our deputy chief secretary, Dr. Faith Bremner.
Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one.
Good evening, TPP family. No. Good evening, TPP family. That sounds more like it. That sounds more like it. I feel kind of short behind this thing, so I'm coming forward a little bit. So here now, I want to talk to you all a little bit about strategy. Yeah? And I want you all to pay very, very close attention because I want to talk to you all about the strategy that is being used by those on the other side who are now pretending to put Tobago first. I want you all to listen to me. You hear me? We know what they do. And let me give you an example. Something happens. Their leaders will come out and give a dignified response. Yeah? Their minions will come out on social media and cuss left, right, and center. Right? And then the fake pages just come out stink and dirty. Yeah? You all know them, right? That is part of their strategy. But what you all don't know is that the same ones that put on the shirt and tie and trying to be dignified officially are the same ones behind the fake pages being stink and dirty. Same ones. Their strategy. They pick a lie and they repeat it over and over and over. And they hope that you believe it. And you know what? If I were them, I would use the strategy, because it worked before. Let me tell you when it worked before. We ain't even talking about Calcutta. We're going further back. Remember when Mr. Hochoy Charles was in charge of the Tobago House of Assembly? And remember when Mr. Hochoy Charles did ring bang? You all remember? And you all remember how they cuss him left, right, and center about the same ring bang story? By the way, you all realize that the ring bang statue still stand up strong in Signal Hill, right?
You respect that? You respect
and
that?
It may actually be the strongest structure that we have on the island. And you all Tobagonians listened to them after they campaigned against him bitterly with that lie. After he then worked so hard, because he worked very hard to ensure that Trinidad Tobago gets 4.03 to 6.9% of the budget. You all remember when he took the government to court for that. And it was right after that happened that they started their 21-year reign. You all listen to me. It is their strategy. Their aim is to stand up against anybody who is not them and poison Tobago's minds about them. Now, I am telling you all that because I see it happening again. I am telling you all that because after they went and they said all sorts of things about Mr. Charles, they are the ones who came back and did the same jazz festival. You all remember that? They are the ones who came back and did the same thing, except that they did not have the proper blueprint, so it failed. They are telling another lie, and I want you all to pay very close attention. They are talking about this idea that contractors in Tobago not making any money. And I'm sure you listened to my colleague Zorisha yesterday when she was speaking about all of the contractors that were walking around with her opponent. But I'm not sure if you remembered a press release that came out of finance a couple weeks ago. A press release that said over $90 million. And I want you all to listen. The contractors that they are fighting for secretly collected over $90 million over the last couple years, and all of them still coming on TV and talking about, we ain't getting no money, we ain't getting no contract, we ain't getting nothing. You all realize they are telling you the lie, repeating it over and over, when they and their financiers have been collecting millions. And I want to say specifically to those on the other side who are their ground soldiers, I wonder how much out of the $90 million all you collect. I wonder how much out of that $90 million those ground soldiers who does be yarding out themselves, killing out themselves on behalf of them, how much did you all collect? I'm sure they didn't collect anything. You see, they want us to forget about the failed jazz festival. They want us to forget about D'Angelo. You remember D'Angelo? And he died and gone, and we still ain't get our money. They want us to forget about the zip line. The zip line still must be in Miami. We ain't get it yet. They want us to forget about the $10 million that accidentally went into a wrong account. All you remember that? They want us to forget about all of those things somehow. And they want to come and tell you now that we have not done enough in 4 years. You all, their strategy is to have you, each of you, those of you who are listening to me and thinking you're not sure, those of you who are listening to the rah-rah and wondering if you should vote, they want you to have doubt in your mind so that you stay home, so that their friends and their supporters will go out and vote, so that they will be able to collect another $90 million. That is what they want. Sadly, though, they are trying to crucify us. Can somebody get me some water? They're trying to crucify us because they said that they started the Roxborough Hospital. Remember that? When in fact, what they did was build a building that was a glorified health center. Let me tell you what I had to do when I became secretary. I got there one day and realized that when Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley came and opened the health center, they had actually rented the equipment that they put in it. And after they rented the equipment, they pick it back up the next day, carry it back to wherever it was, and the place was closed. So what did I have to do? We had to go in. We had to go and break down walls and put back up walls and break down things because you know what? They did not meet the specifications for them to be certified to be a lab, to be a pharmacy, to be anything like that. They did not meet those specifications. And because they did not meet those specifications, we had to do the work. Thank you. Thanks, Kino. Because it did not meet those specifications, we now had to go and spend millions and millions of dollars so that Roxborough Hospital is the place where it is now, where you could actually get service.
You respect that? You respect that?
So do not allow them to tell you the lie. Do not allow them to keep trying to fool you. Because we are the ones. We are the ones who spent millions and millions of dollars on gratuity. You all know that? I do not know where Secretary Hackett gets the money from, but Secretary Hackett has spent millions and millions of dollars in gratuity for teachers and for increments. At the Tobago Regional Health Authority, last year alone, we spent about $20 million in gratuity. You see, they keep asking you, where the money gone? And if you think about it, the money went into your hands. You see, what they want is for the money to go into the 4 and 5 contractors' hands, like the 90 million went into the 4 and 5 contractor hands. But what we have been doing is spreading it around to ensure that every single one of you gets a piece of the pie. We are the ones who actually gave out the largest set of grants in settlements. We are the ones who came and saw the list that they had there long. And we are the ones who said, we don't even care who those people are, whether they supported us or not. We are giving you the grant. That is what we have been doing. And that is why it is so proud, I am so proud to stand here tonight and say that one of the biggest accomplishments, I think, that we've been able to do is what we did last week for those nurses in the Tobago Regional Health Authority.
You respect that? You respect that?
Because when I became secretary, there are a couple senior nurses who came to me and they said, Dr. Faith, we are permanent nurses. We've been working for the last 10, 15 years. We just got promoted. We did the interview. We did everything. We got promoted. And what they are telling us to do is that we have to give up our permanency to get a 3-year contract. That is what those people who claim to be putting Tobago first did to the nursing fraternity.
You go learn.
And that is why I am telling you, each and every one of you, that when you go to the polls on January 12th, particularly if you live in this Roxborough Argyle district, you have one choice. You have one single choice.
You respect
and who
that?
Is that choice?
You respect that? You respect that?
That choice is Orlando, yes. That choice is Orlando because when we came, Orlando did a whole lot of work. We took him because we saw that he was a fighter, because we saw what he was doing in tutor. And we decided that if this man was willing to do that kind of work as a union representative, then that man would be the best man to help the said teachers get to where they need to be. And by the way, he succeeded at that.
You respect that?
He is
You
the one
respect
who
that?
worked on getting the establishment for those teachers done, something that he self-fight for years and years and years before. He is the one who worked on the contracts to ensure that the buses that pick up the school children, that was rectified. He is the one who worked on that. Roxborough Argyle, he was not only an official area representative, but he is the one who makes sure you see all of them feel that light now and fix. He is the one who worked for that. And let me tell you, like me, he does be in executive council, cousin Trevor too. Poor Trevor. He does be there, and I'm telling you, it's supposed to be a secret meeting, but I'm telling you, you see all of them road, every single pothole, I know about every single pothole that here because he does be here advocating for them as well.
You respect that? You
So
respect
imagine
that? You respect
what
that?
would happen when you actually make him your area representative. Imagine how much more he will do for you when you actually make him your area representative. But to do that, you need to actually do something. As a matter of fact, you need to do several things. Let me tell you what they are. You see how all of us come out here nice, you know, you're blue and wave the flag and ting. That nice, you know, that good. That does show support. Yeah. But all you don't make the mistake and think, well, we have some nice big crowd. We ain't rent no crowd that come up from the airport yesterday. Our crowd are local crowds. We ain't had to rent a crowd. Make sure though, that you actually can vote. How many of you have actually checked your registration to see if you could vote? Hello? How many of you have actually checked your registration to make sure that you can vote? Exactly. Because you don't want a situation where you go to the polls on January 12th and you realize that your name's suddenly not on the list. So you have to check your registration. And by the way, let me say one more thing to the young people who have ID cards. For the general election, and I want you all to listen to me. For the general election, we realized that there were some young people who got their ID cards when they were like 15, 16. You know, it does get young people who does get their ID card young, sir? And there were a couple of them who had turned 18, and we thought because they turned 18, they would have automatically been able to vote. And when they went to vote, they realized that their names were not on the list. Their names not on the list. And when we spoke to EBC about it, EBC said that because you got your ID at 15 or 16 does not automatically mean that your name is on the list. You have to actually go into EBC and tell them to put your name on the list. So I'm telling you, your 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old who got their ID card and they are now 18 and you're hoping they could vote, make sure that they can vote, please. You need to go on the EBC website or you need to go into EBC to ensure that they can vote. But I came on with one song. The song says, Tobago is we. What do you think that song means? It means that every single one of us has to take the responsibility to do what we have to do. It means that on election morning, for the last election, I remember coming up on the stage and telling all you don't even have to brush your teeth on election day before you go and vote. And her grandmother met me and told me her granddaughter started saying she don't have to brush your teeth because Dr. Faith said don't brush your teeth. So no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm telling you, when you get up on January 12th, brush your teeth. Start with brushing your teeth. Ensure that you are like some of the people who I know, Miss Dick in front. Miss Dick and them does be number 1, 2, or 3 at the polls. Miss Dick does leave she house must be about 4 o'clock in the morning to go and line up. And I want you all to be just like that. Because after you leave your house 4 o'clock in the morning and you go around in the polls and you vote, you need to make sure that you pull out every single person that you know. You need to ensure that you pull out your mommy and your daddy and your granny and your nene and your uncle and your everybody. Every single person. And do not make the mistake of thinking that because we did not rent a crowd and because our meetings are big that you do not need to vote. Don't make that mistake. Ensure that every single one of you who is here is counted on election day. Every single one of you needs to be counted on election day. And the only way we will ensure that Tobago is if you vote for the TPP. That is the only way. Voting for the Tobago People's Party is the only way you will ensure that Tobago really is we. Because those others have given it away. Those others have their few and favored contractors, and we know who they are. We know exactly who they are. Those are the ones who collected the easy, nice, sweet 90. All you think about how many zeros in $90 million. And they sit down there and collect the check and they go to the bank and they ain't even tell all you so who they're fighting for them. Oh, look at $5, take a beer. They ain't even tell you that. $90 million. Because that is what they want to do to the treasury. So, the only way to make Tobago we own, what you have to do? Vote. And vote who? vote the anchor. Vote the anchor. And by the way, it is fixed. On the ballot, it is no longer a black box. On the ballot, you're seeing it clear like this. On the ballot, you're seeing the hands of God stretched out, covering the people of Tobago. On the ballot, you are seeing us anchored and solid as a rock. And that is what you need to do. January 12th, ensure that you go out and vote TPP because Tobago is we, Tobago is we, Tobago is we. I thank you.
Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we, one heart, one destiny. Tobago is we stand as one family. Tobago is we.
Tobago is. What's our symbol? What's our symbol? The anchor. We voting. We voting. It is that time. Argyle, Roxborough, 10 Chains, Betsy's Hope, Louisville, Ford. We come tonight to hear from the TPP candidate and the next area representative for Ford Argyle. Some of you may know him as a successful businessman, a stable family man, good husband, son, brother. Some of you may know him as a union man, an advocate and representative for teachers. Some of you know him as a teacher, and not just a teacher who would deliver mathematical concepts in the classroom, but one of those teachers who used to take the time and fight up with the children. Make sure that children understand that they are just as valuable as anyone. But I know Orlando a little differently. Some of you recall his work as counselor, Counselor Kerr, always present, always early. All right, they're getting ready to do business. You know him as Counselor Kerr, always present, always early. A man who doesn't put water in his mouth to say, this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing. And not supporting the wrong thing. But as I said, I know him a little differently. We were children in high school around the same time. He went to Compre and I went to Bishop's. And one of the things I remember is that we used to catch the bus to go to and from school. And the buses that we had in those days, not like them pretty buses I have now, with nice AC and nice soft cushion to sit down on. Our buses were very old. You used to hear them long before you see them. And they used to lean way like this when we was coming wrong Bad Rock. We used to have to rush to catch the bus to see if we could get a seat so that we could reach early to school. So I know an Orlando who understands sacrifice and understood what it took to work hard to achieve. Orlando is my friend. Orlando is we. He comes from parents from that generation who sacrificed everything for us to have a chance at a better life. Orlando is we. Orlando is we. Responsible, fair, courageous, a good representative, a good man, solid,
so.
All aboard! The shipping armor! TPP crew! Where are they? All are come in! Come in! When you hear the horn song, all aboard it!
Good night, Delaford. Good night, Louisville. Good night, Betsy's Hope. Good night, Roxborough. Good night, Argyle. Good night, Tobago. Let me first say good night to our political leader, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine, our deputy political leaders, our fellow candidates, of course, our chairman and our chairman of the party. Tonight is really an honor to be standing here before you. Yes, and you all want to make me cry tonight because of the love I'm receiving from you guys. But I want to say to you that I am your humble servant. And when I say your humble servant, I mean your humble servant because I have offered myself to serve you, the people of Roxborough, Argyle. And let me just say this. When I say Roxborough, Argyle, that is just the electoral district's name. But it comprises of all the villages that I saluted when I came on. Delaford, Louisville, Betsy's Hope, Roxborough, and Argyle. So that I was asked while I was walking around and touching with the people, by a couple people, you're not representing Delaford? And I said, yes, Delaford is also a part of the electoral district that I will be representing as the next area rep. So that tonight, it was mentioned on more than one occasion that I am a teacher. Though I'm not in the classroom right now, but I am a teacher.
You respect that?
And you all know that there's a teacher in my house, right? I ain't calling no name, there's a teacher in my house. But I taught primary school for 15 years. And in comprehension in primary school, we used to teach about fact and opinion. We taught that. So I asked the other day, do we still do that? Because I haven't taught in primary school for a long time, and I was told, yes, we still do fact and opinion. And I was very heartened. Because being able to distinguish between fact and I wouldn't use opinion tonight, fiction. The Tobago people must be able to distinguish between fact and fiction. And there's a reason why I'm saying that. Because we are all here in Tobago and we know what is being peddled. We know that there's a lot of misinformation out there. And at election time, it gets worse. So that what I want to do for the people of Roxborough, Argyle, is to report to you on what was done for the last 4 years by this administration for you, the people of Roxborough, Argyle. And I'm going to go through the list very quickly because the list is very long and there are things that I did not include on the list. Let me start with the Kendall Farm School. The Kendall Farm School was refurbished at a cost of $620,000. The Kendall Aquatic Facility, this was constructed at an approximate cost of $20 million. And in quick time, this administration had to spend $2.6 million to have that facility ready for our Roxborough Argyle children.
You respect that? You respect that?
So I want you to count with me. The Lamy Road bypass road, it's 90% complete. That is the road from Lamy that can take you all the way to Roxborough. And we know the people who live in this community know the usefulness of that road. That road is 90% complete at a cost of $24 million spent by this administration. We also have the Lamy Farming Project. That's under the Chief Secretary's office, and I'm sure that is his baby. He's going to boast about it tonight. That was at a cost of $25 million, where we are putting in the infrastructure so that small farmers in this community can have that facility to do farming without having to go through the rigors of all the issues that goes with that. So that is being set up for farmers in this community. The Roxborough Fishing Facility, and I'm seeing Secretary Pantin right in front of me, that we recently refurbished, was at a cost of $850,000. Follow me? We have the Princess Bay revetment that is behind the Sid Gray. Most of you will not know about that. And that was done for coastal protection, to prevent erosion and to protect residential properties. That was at a cost of $700,000. The Betsy's Hope multipurpose facility, I was not able to get that figure for you, but I will deliver that figure to you when we have the meeting in Roxborough, because I want you to understand that this administration is not coming to you and telling you that we love you. We are showing you that we love you by the kind of things that we are doing in terms of the development in this area. But there's a big ticket item that I want to tell you all about tonight. And that is the Louisville agro-processing plant that we are presently refurbishing. And Secretary Pantin is there, she could smile. Because that facility, and I'm sure most of you know, because we used to go to that facility and buy a little ham and so on for Christmas. Who closed that facility? Anybody know who closed that facility? That facility was closed under the leadership of the gentleman who is asking you to return as your Chief Secretary. That facility was closed for country people. Now we have an administration that understands the importance of these kinds of facilities, and now we are making it bigger and better. So that facility is being refurbished at a cost of $3.1 million for the people on this end. And let me just tell you that, to give you a little insight, that facility has 2 bays. There's a flour bay in which you can process things like cassava and those kind of products, cakes and pastries and so on. So the average person who wants to go into that facility and do agro-processing, that facility will be made available to you. And there's the preservative bay, which will create a sanitary space where persons can mass produce their products. All of that is done so that the people on this end can enjoy that kind of facility where they can do all these agro-processing, make all these agro-processing products. I'm going to go down again. If you came up tonight, I'm sure that you can see the lights in Louisville from a very far distance. Very beautiful lights. And let me say this. I'm not going to call any names, but people know who I'm referring to. There was an assemblyman who lived right in Betsy's Hope for donkey years, as we just say. And for donkey years, the people at Louisville wanted lights on that field. That field served the people of Dallaford, Louisville, and Betsy's Hope. Right? And for 21 years, we never got it. And in less than 4 years, because I'm saying less than 4 years, this administration was able to deliver the lights to those people in Louisville for all of us to use.
You respect that? You respect that?
We have the Louisville Bottom Station, and everybody knows the dilapidated condition that those stations were inherited. And true to Secretary Pantin, I feel like I'm calling Secretary Pantin name too much tonight. Those stations are being renovated but they have been done in-house, and they are 75% complete. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because when people on the other side tell you that we have not done anything, you can say to them that that is not true. Because I started by saying to you, there is fact and there is fiction. And I'm going someplace with this. Recently, if you drive a few meters around on that side, you will see that a wall was constructed right in Bridge Gully. That was done by Works Department, right? And we have quite a few more projects that we have planned to be done in the Works Division. But I want to talk a bit about the Kings Bay Beach facility because I am living here and I hear some of the ning-ning because you know how it is when you're living in the country. And that facility is earmarked to be renovated. If I'm not mistaken, the contract is soon to be signed. The Roxborough Trade School, we want to look at upgrading the Roxborough Trade School and an inclusion of new trades like boat building and even things like backhoe operators and so on. Because we recognize that some of the traditional trades, the young people are not gravitating towards them. And this says that this administration is an administration that has vision. It's an administration that understands Tobago and Tobagonians because Tobago is we. So that when we are doing these things, we are not doing these things to go on a platform and talk. We are doing these things for the betterment of the people of Tobago. Now, I might want to add, though, that the Chief Secretary from country, the Deputy Chief Secretary from country, and now you have the next assemblyman for this area going to be from country. So country people, no disrespect to the people from Scarborough, but country people, you will get something more. You will get something more. But I want to also report on some of the matters that I know that you are concerned about. The lights at the Sidgray car park. The lights are on their way, they have to be imported. And work should commence on those lights within the next 2 weeks. There is something for you to clap about. Look how long the lights are working. I played windball cricket at that car park, and that's a very popular area for windball cricket. And I'm telling you that your lights will be here. And I want to say this to the people of Roxborough, Argyle. This has nothing to do with election. This has nothing to do with election because we expect that we are going to be given the opportunity to continue the good works that we have been doing. We expect that we are going to be given the mandate so that this is simply a continuation of the services that we have been providing for the longest time to you. But we know that this has been a cry, and we know that we need to report to you in terms of the progress of these matters. I want to also report to the people of Argyle that small field also, the work should start by next week. Because we understand the importance of having these playgrounds lighted and so on so that the young people can take advantage of these facilities. For the people of Roxborough, I want to commit something to you. And I ain't going to build no shell and leave it. That had to be done over. But we have already started the discussions about the transportation hub at Roxborough. And that is going to be a transportation hub coupled with a financial area where you can sell stuff and so on, so that they will have some commercial activities taking place there. And we plan to deliver that to you in the next 4 years. And it is going to be delivered.
You respect that?
Of course, I want to say this. In going forward, we plan to have consultations with the people before we embark on any major project. We want to talk to you. We want to go into the village councils. We want to talk to the people on the street. We're going to even go on the blocks and talk to the fellas and them. Because we want, when we deliver whatever projects that we're going to deliver to you, it is what you want and it meets your needs. These are just a few of the projects that we have earmarked. Because as I said, we're going to have a lot of consultation going on, and we will work for the people. But you know that I can't come on the political platform and then give a little pick-up, right? So I've reported to you, and I can say to you that this Executive Council is serious about transforming Tobago, is serious about bringing real change to the people of Tobago. And for those people who are undecided, if you look at what has been happening on this island for the last 4 years, I think that you have no choice but to return this administration to office. So last night, I took one for the team. I took one for the team last night. I had to suffer the pain of looking at part of the speech of the PNM. I had to take it for the team. I had to take it for the team. Because you need to know what it is that they are saying out there. And as Dr. Faith said, these people continue to peddle the same lies over and over and over again. But you know, what was most striking to me is that they were not even convinced about what they were saying. They were not even convinced about what they were saying. When they said the next Chief Secretary of Tobago, Mr. Ansel Dennis, he now look like who he talking about? He wasn't even convinced. Because he knows that he will not be the next Chief Secretary of Tobago. He knows that. So that they are peddling the rhetoric, but them are not even convinced. And the other thing that struck me, it was painful, but I had to take it. I had to take it for the team. Is that the political leader had to come up from Trinidad. Right? The political leader had to come from Trinidad to talk to Tobagonians about what Tobagonians want. Right? But you know what? I welcome her. I think she should come every week. Because the woman was, oh gosh, painful to listen to. Had no idea about what happening in Tobago. So I think they should have on all the platforms. I think that they should have on all the platforms. But you know what are the things that they're talking about? They have been saying that we are giving out toys, we're giving out hampers. And you know the funny thing, I had to smile because I said to myself, these people are so out of touch with Tobagonians. These things have been happening even before some of my colleagues were elected. They were giving out toys. They have been having their Christmas parties every year, even before some of them were elected. But they are so out of touch with you that they don't understand that we don't need to do that in election. We do it all the time. As a matter of fact, you know what the reality is? And Dr. Faith said it. They always project what they do on you. PNM has been the master of bribing people for votes for years. That is no secret. We could go back all the way. I wouldn't call no name because me and our courthouse closed. But everybody knows that up to last election they were doing it. But they are projecting that onto the TPP. I can say without fear or favor that the TPP does not need to bribe anybody for votes in Tobago.
You respect that? You respect that?
And of course, you know they're not going to leave out this issue about TPP in coalition with UNC. Tobago is all tired of that. We're fed up here that and said, "Oh, find something else to talk about. Find something else to talk about, please. This UNC, TPP, south of the Caroni Bridge, oh God, find something else to talk about. Please, please, please." Every time they go on the platform, UNC, south of Trinidad, money going down, oh gosh, come on, Tobago, you're all fed up of that? We're fed up of it. We have been at pains to explain that the bulk, the majority, 99% of our contract goes to Tobagonians, and they're still talking this thing about money going to Trinidad. Who do they think they're going to fool? Come on. Right? It's time enough that they find something new to talk about. But they did find something new last night. And he said that they didn't get a 21-year term. Well, I started laughing myself. I said, well, I tried to figure this thing out. So he broke it down into the different terms that they had, the different 4-year periods. To say, well, they got 4 years, and they get the next 4 years, and they get the next 4 years. And I want to still laugh, because I said, but wait, all the 4 years come up to the same 21 years, so who are you trying to fool? Because you know we have been talking about, when we compare what we have done for the 21 years, for the 4 years, as opposed to what they did for the 21 years, they can't compare. So they try to break it down to let Tobagonians feel, well, it was the 21 years. Listen, I have news for the opposition. And I don't even think that will work, but I think I'll look to try this, because they came with some pie in the sky ideas about things that they want to do in Tobago. But we all know that they're not going to do nothing. They're going to go back to the same thing that they were doing all the time. It's all right? They're going to go back to the same thing. They're going to be pilfering, and they will be giving their friends contracts. Let me just share one thing with you guys that really hurt me. No, them can't go back there. But you know one of the things that hurt me when we came into office? Two things, actually. That Shore Park complex. The kind of money that we spent on that Shore Park complex, and that was basically close to Tobagonians. Look at Shore Park now. Teeming with activities. Shore Park is vibrant. But more than that, yes, the Esplanade as well. But there's the floor that they bought for the Tobago children. You all know the floor I'm talking about, the indoor floor for the courts and so on. And these people bought that floor. And 7 years that was in storage. 7 years and not used once for the benefit of the children of Tobago. And I can tell you, that disturbed my mind, because I was like, if you already buy it, why not make it available so that the children of Tobago could benefit? And what it says to me is that they buy it, they get a little thing, all you know I'm talking about, I ain't not call clothes, and then they put it down. The children of Tobago was only able to use that when this administration came into office. And these are the things that we have been seeing with this administration. So when they come to you and telling you that they care about you, they don't care about you. Tobago is we. Tobago is we. We are not excluding anyone. Because if we are to realize the greatest little island on the planet, my people, it's not only about our chief secretary, it's not only about our executive council, it's about all of us. It is about all of us. And I want people to get that message. But as was said earlier, and we're going to ring it in your ears. We're going to ring it in your ears until after the 12th. This is good. I really appreciate the support. I feel really heartened by the number of persons I'm seeing here. I really love all you. You all have been a very nice audience.
You respect that.
But you know what? You know what the mission is. And the mission takes place on January 12th. Because as was said earlier, things nice, the crowd nice, the vibes nice. But on January 12th, get up early. I am not siding with Dr. Faith, you know. You ain't bound to brush your teeth. Get down to the polls. Them fellas who just go see, go and vote first. Because if you go out there and fish pulling, you ain't going to come back in. And all the people who you know are supposed to be voting, make sure you take them with you. Go out on the 12th and make sure you vote resoundingly for the anchor. Vote resoundingly for the TPP. Return Farley Chavez Augustine as the next chief secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly and all the other secretaries. Because when we compare what we have on this side to the other side, there is no comparison. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Vote for Lando. Come on, put your ex by Lando. January 12th, I can't stay home. Rush to the poll, dip your finger for Lando. Vote for Lando. Roxborough, Argyle, we're moving with Lando. TPP and Kerr holds forever. Call Lando, let we rise up together. Kendall calling, time to move forward. Queens Bay ready, or district powered. Redford and he say we done with the stall. January 12th, fire answer the call. Betsy's up steady, TPP in control. Ten chain linking, we defending the goal. Blue with our call in mind and the future. De la Far, they go put the ladder on the structure. No talk, no drag, no run around plan. We want somebody who deliver, a soldier who stand. Rain or sun, cover rough weather, TPP strong. The anchor holds forever. Vote for Lando. Come on, put your ex by Lando. January 12th, I can't stay home. Rush to the poll, dip your finger for Lando. Vote for Lando. Roxborough, Argyle, we moving with Lando. TPP and gold forever. Call Lando, let we rise up together. Vote. This one close, so don't take chance. Call your neighbor, talk to it.
Yes. The next area representative, Roxborough, Argyle. And at this time, I see a warm up. So we want to continue those warm feelings by inviting a young man to entertain us. Young, powerful fella. Is that Roxborough fella? Young, powerful Roxborough fella. So bring him on, welcome him. Welcome our young birth. One time.
Let me take you to
Whoa.
a place I know.
Full of magic, full of
Calypso.
plenty woman, nice and beautiful.
This is my
TPP family. Whoa. Look the truck, them line upon the road. All the masqueraders all around. This is who. If I go to TPP, we have your flag. We have it. Huh. Say come everybody.
Let me jump and wave and
Show them we are alive. Say come everybody. Let we fit right now, cause we in paradise. Come let we start it. Come let we go. I feel the fire. TPP. He took our powers. Whoa. He taking control. And now we ready. So mash up it. Pull up. Way. TPP, somebody say yeah. Who we voting for January 12th? Who we voting for? Squeeze the next one time. Whoa! Let me see our flag. Wave it. Oh lad. Whoa! I've been waiting so long. We're ready for election right now. Whoa! So long I've been waiting for election. So long I've been waiting for voting in the polls. So long I've been. Take a jump. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. TPP, look, we voted. TPP, yes, we. Come bring out the friend and them. We voted up here. TPP, yes, we voted. TPP, yes, we. Whoa. Come bring out the friend and them. Give me a wine. Pump it. Jump. Yeah. Whoa. Just put the hands. Pump it up. Pump it to me. Yeah. Whoa, listen, it's a kind of feeling when all the rags waving and the whole crowd and everybody. It's a kind of feeling when they punching down in the back of senior. Tell me, whoa, so when all they come in different, we don't want the bad vibes. Look, if you're sure you're voting TPP January 12th, I want to see you jumping right now. 1, 2, start to jump. Whoa. See, I'm afraid that he's back and all. As we meet the preaching kid, as we meet up, whoa, as I see. Let me see a wine. Give me. Pop it to me. Whoa, if you know you're not tired, just put your hands. Whoa, Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Pump it till we can. If you know you're not tired it. Listen. It's all time I've been waiting for TPP to win and they start the wine. TPP, the blue party, what to anchor we? What going on? Tell me. So when all are coming, we don't want the bad vibes. So when all are coming, all we want, you see them flags? I want to wave it. Give me a wave. Wave it. 1, 2, wave a flag. What? See, I'm a friend and them, it's back and all. As we meet the preaching kid, as we meet up, what? As I see, do so. Pump it up, pump it up. What? If you know you're not, if you know you're not, what? Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. One time, one time. Stop it up. Here what? There's a certain TPP ways a blessing is truth. It's truth. Say bam bam boy Lord. Start to jump. Tell me. Say see my ex with and you. Whoa. I feel like she knew brand. We inside a session. Party kicking up. She put up she 2-1. Whoa. Run it back on it. You think I get low? Let me hear them. Sing. Did they I started to see my way. See when you're hurt. Low. If you shot it, be a blessing. Start to jump. 1, 2. Was a blessing. Whoa. The day up and leave was a I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. So when you leave was a blessing. Let me see a small wine. Give me. I got you go. Like I never happy if my hands up high. How I need low. I got you go. Listen. Hear me. So walk out the gate, all of the good they create. Like I start to elevate, walk out the gate, and no debate. Life gets straight and great like them was the rate. So glad I procrastinate. Watch on me right and the one. I remember the date, not cause I hate. Yes, I stay in another. Sing. The day you I started to see when you and went away. Say what I thought. Take a jump, jump, jump. What's that? Was a blessing, I'm feeling so blessed, oh yes, so when you leave was a blessing, give me a wine again, wrong, like I never, one time, we're going again, all I want more soca, squeeze, I don't want to know more, yeah what, somebody said TPP right now. Somebody shout out TPP. What? We don't need the fancy stage. What TPP between the fetters? Hands in the sky, we bring it. Once you between the fetters. What? Boy, they got the night we bring. Tell me, how we don't mean to be bossy. They can't party like. One summer, so can they? But for sure, actually. Take your party like we. What? Don't matter time or day. We can hear me. Oh gosh, oh ja. TPP had the sweetest woman, oh man. I like what? Oh gosh, mama. Take it down this and we love it so strong. And we don't care. This kind of energy, let it rain. Once time we'll be up in the air. You see a rag? We have it. One TPP, we think the fete. Hands in the sky. What? Once we think the fete. What? They can't deny we've been. I we don't mean to be bossy. One summer, so can they? We could so much you need it. They can't party like we. What? Don't matter time or day. Hear me? What if I bring? We's the baddest thing. What? I could put my head on the block, eh? Once we start this thing. What? What going on? We just never know when. Low. How we done? What's done that we got up in the? Watch out if we end up in the air. Take a jump right now. 1, two, one. One time to me. Hands in it. Once you think the fete. Who are you? They can't deny. I will not mean to be bossy. I will not mean to be bossy. I will not mean to be bossy. Whoa, not come and so can they. Whoa, don't matter time of day. TPP. Somebody say yeah. No, man, if you know right, my name is Verse. The two-time soca title champion. But somebody say yeah. Make some noise for the culture right now. Here what's going on. I'm going to sing this song while we make this here, right? Squeeze. Big up, get back to your right self. Squeeze. Let me go. Whoa. Let me take you to a place I know, full of magic, full. Plenty woman, nice and beautiful. This is mass. This is mass. Look the chop them line upon the road. All the masquerade, that's all. This is who we are, it's all we know. It's mass. You see your flags? Wave it! Whoa! Come everybody, let me jump and show them we alive. TPP, let we fight right, cause we wave it! Whoa! Come let we start it, come let we go. I feel the fire low. You see when the chorus reach? I want to see her jumping right now. Whoa! And are we ready? Whoa! Take up the road. Pick up the... Cause we born for this. We born for this. We born. Hands in the air. Flags in the air. Say mash up there. Say fat in there. Whoa! Cause we born for this. I see no on the back. I see no on there. Pop it up. Whoa! Say hands are made. Say right now it. Say come on Larry, show them this is paradise. Say come on Larry, up. Now Larry raise it. Say hands are made. Say right now it. Say come on Larry, show them this is paradise. Say come on Larry, show them why it's paradise. Yeah man. Yeah man. You feeling the vibe now, you feeling the energy. Don't keep it inside, come straight with. What? Let we hold a vibe, let we make a memory. A memory. Hear me? Can't say you don't love this, can't put nothing above this. A feeling of sweetness, nothing can replace it. This place is the greatest, this place is the greatest. Glory to. One more wave, give me one more wave. Come everybody, let we jump and wave and show them we alive. Come everybody, this is TPP. We have your flag. What? Come let me start it. Come let me go. I feel the fire. All ready? All ready? One more jump. 1, 2. And are we ready? What? Say back up there. Cause we born for this. Born for this. Whoa. Say back up there. Whoa, wake up the road, cause we born for this. We born, pop it up. Up. Say hands up it. Say right now it. Say come on, let me show them this is paradise. Say come on, let me show them why it's. Pop it up. Say right now it. Come on, let me show them this is paradise. Say come on, let me show them why it's paradise. Hear me? What? Look, election season happening and time for your show off your dirtiness and play a mass now. Who we voting for? Who we voting for? Say come on, let we unite again. Ready to masquerade and hear soca play and play a mass. My name is Verse. Love you. Somebody say yeah.
Small house announcement. We like car PDJ 1207, PDJ 1207 to move now, please. PDJ 1207. We having a good time? What is our symbol? Tobago is. Tobago is. The Joshua generation was called to lead Tobago out of PNM bondage. The Joshua generation was called to lead Tobago out of PNM bondage and into a space where we can enjoy greater economic and social equity.
You respect that? You respect that?
A young man from a small fishing village in Speyside answered the call. Our political leader, the Chief Secretary of Tobago, it would not have been easy for him to make that choice because heavy is the head that wears the crown. And it is not easy to move a society to change the way people think and the way people behave. And once he sat in that seat as our chief secretary, they beat him up, they attack him, they accuse him of all kind of things, they threw all manner of wickedness to our chief secretary. But the God that called Farley Chavez Augustine to serve kept him for the last 4 years, and he will continue to keep him. We want to welcome him tonight because he has a lot of information to help us on the battlefield. So everybody in Tobago must hear you, and everybody in Trinidad must hear you when we welcome to come to speak to us tonight. Our chief secretary, our political leader, Joshua Farley Chavez Augustine.
A week but I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing some cause I realize the price little one must pay. To keep the big one in paradise, this torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays.
Delaford, good night. I don't know if I've ever seen a political meeting as large as this in the history of Delaford. Delaford, good night. I want them to know that this ain't no bike crowd. This crowd ain't come up on no plane. This crowd ain't catch no boat. This crowd come from right here in Tobago. Tobago, good night. I am so happy to see so many people out here tonight to support the candidacy of Orlando Kerr. Let us put our hands together and make some noise for for the next era representative, Mr. Orlando Kerr.
You respect that? You respect that?
You know, I stood in the back listening to the meeting and wondering about if ever Delaford produced an elected assemblyman. And after searching through the political history of the island, I am proud to say that come January 12th, 2026, Delaford will produce its very first elected assemblyman in the person of Orlando Kerr. I also want to recognize the people who are here from the communities of Louisdor. If you're here from Louisdor, make some noise. If you are here from Betsy's Hope, make some noise, Betsy's Hope. If you are part of the big, bad Roxborough posse, make some noise, Roxborough.
You respect that? You respect
And if you are here from Argyle, let me hear the Argyle people make some noise tonight. Roxborough, Argyle. This is a vibrant community. Roxborough, Argyle, you are very important to the politics of Tobago. As a matter of fact, the saying goes that when Roxborough changes, the whole island changes. And Roxborough began a change in 2017. And I want to declare tonight that we are not turning back. We are not going back.
You respect that? You respect that?
Tonight, I'm happy to join Orlando Kerr in the village of Delaford. Because if you live in Delaford, you will feel at times as though you are the last to get everything. People sometimes think that the last is Charlottesville. But when I think of Delaford, I came into office as an area rep in 2017. And Delaford at that time did not get cable television because they had skipped over Delaford to Speyside and Charlottesville. When they were giving out telephones, you know, once upon a time in our villages, 1 or 2 people had phones home by them. And had to go by them to pay for a phone call or to receive a phone call from an auntie in America. And sometimes they home inside the bedroom listening on the other line. Right? If you're from Speyside, you know one who used to go by for a phone call. But when they started to give out phone lines and TSCT was running the lines, you know what they did? They skipped Delaford and they went to Speyside and Charlottesville. And then returned to Delaford last. I want to tell you that the days of Delaford being last has come to an end because Delaford will have a seat at the table.
You respect that? You respect that?
In the person of an area representative. And this is important. It's important because when we look at Delaford, unlike the other villages this side of the island, Delaford experiences the highest level of outward migration. Most of your young, talented people, as soon as they come out of university, they look for someplace else to live. And they seldom return to Delaford. And that is an issue that we have to treat with. Because you cannot keep losing your talents. And your talent going down the road to build up other societies. And Delaford is losing out. And so to build Delaford up, it means that you need a THA that will actually invest in the things that the people of Delaford care about. And I want to warn you that in this season, the people whom we have given the most amount of chances at governing this island, all of a sudden they get a vision. All of a sudden they get a dream. All of a sudden they know what is needed for Tobago. And I've been asking, so with all of the years we gave you, you did not know that we needed those things. And now that you're on the outside, you are coming begging and hoping to get back. But I want to talk to my country people tonight. And I want to tell my country people, you must leave the exes where they are. And when the relationship and work out, and you kick the man and woman out of your house, don't let them come back in. As a matter of fact, nobody does love you more than the lover you just kick outside. All the time they're treating you bad, they're cheating on you, they're mistreating you, they're doing you all sort of things. And the minute you decide to stand up for yourself and you decide, I no longer want the abuse, all of a sudden they know what's good for you. All of a sudden flowers come in. All of a sudden they're buying grocery. All of a sudden money on the table. All of a sudden they have smiles and they're staying home and they could find time with you. But we shall not be fooled in this election whatsoever. We do not have Stockholm syndrome. And we put them out of office once. We'll put them out of office again. We will keep them out of office. And we will ensure that we keep Tobago for the leadership of those who love the island of Tobago most. We will not be tricked in this season. And so, in this district that runs from Delaford, Louisdore, Roxborough, and Bessie's Hope, 10 Chains, if you want to call 10 Chain a village, and Argyle, this district requires the steady hands, the careful eyes of somebody who loves this district, somebody who works on behalf of this district. And I watch how Orlando Kerr advocated for the lights in Louisdore, coming to meetings and getting vexed and angry with other secretaries because he find it taking long. And Orlando was not the elected area representative. And yet he found time to advocate on your behalf. Imagine what he will do when he's actually elected by the people of Roxborough, Argyle, to fight on their behalf. I have watched Orlando come, and he made noise about the pothole in the road. One time he said, look, it had the hole right in front of me gap. And when people slow down, you know, we country people stop already. So when they slow down, you have to stop and ask Lando if he ain't see them hole there. Because the hole right in front of the gap. And he made sure Secretary James and the team from Works come up and fix every single pothole in the area. Because he understands what service to people means. Because of Lando, we know that Bay Road going and get fixed. And the road down there, because of Lando, we could already go out with designs and preparing to do the sidewalk from Louisdore all the way to Delaford Anglican School so our children can walk safely on the side of the road.
You respect that.
It's because of Orlando why after this month of December, we will have a better arrangement for the school maxi taxi drivers so they don't have to wait long to get a pay from PTSC because the Tobago House of Assembly will be paying them directly because of the work of Orlando Kerr.
You respect that.
It's because of Orlando Kerr. Why when you drive along the highway now, you see all the bus sheds, them look pretty. It's the prettiest bus sheds anywhere in the world because of the work and the efforts of Orlando Kerr. It's because of Orlando Kerr. It's because of Orlando Kerr why right now we hired extra lawyers in the office of the Chief Secretary so we could sit down and prepare the leases for the people who live in Louisdore, who live there for generation upon generation and don't have any title for the lands they live on from great-grandparents to now. We have done that kind of work because of the intervention of Orlando Kerr. It's because of Orlando Kerr. And he said tonight, we're spending 25 million. The cost is actually 28 million to prepare the farmlands in Argyle. And every one of those farming plots will actually get a kiosk with solar panels. They could plug in a refrigerator. They could charge power tools. And they have road, they have drains, they will have lights, they will have bridges as part of that development in Argyle. That's $28 million on Argyle alone because of Orlando Kerr. And I mean, we hit a snag with the contractor and the works that were being done there, but because of Orlando Kerr, the Roxborough Secondary School that he taught at will actually have the first and only indoor sporting facility in Tobago East with proper wooden court for playing of netball, basketball, volleyball, and indoor sports. That construction is coming to a close soon. Because of Orlando Kerr, when we looked at Speyside High School, they had built a prefab building as a new wing. All the young people here who went Speyside High School, you know the sixth form wing. You know the wing that we have fifth formers on. You know the wing with the music room. The wing where the vice principal office is. And that wing started encountering molding. Like everything P&M build, they not build it good. And because of the efforts of Orlando Kerr, we made a $7 million injection to begin fixing the problems at Speyside High School so Country Picnic could go to good schools and get good teaching and good nurturing and mentorship as well.
You respect that?
So when I stand here in Delaford and I tell you in Delaford that we have to vote for Orlando Kerr, whether you're from Roxborough, whether you're from Argyle, whether you're from 10 Chains, whether you're from Betsy's Hope, whether you're from Louis D'Or, or whether you're from Delaford, I am not asking you to vote for somebody because they have a pretty face and a nice name. I am asking you to vote for somebody who have proven themselves as a worker on behalf of the people of Roxborough, Delaford.
You respect that? You respect that?
And let me tell you, in this politics, we all in this politics have different personalities. No two human beings are alike. We're not alike. I will stand up here all night and I'm tired and a million people want to talk to me after and I will talk to everybody. Sometimes I stop hearing because I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm fatigued, but I'm staying and listening. I might be the personality that will knock about anywhere, everywhere. But let me tell you, personality is not what we're voting for. What we're voting for are people who are worker bees, who will come in and work on behalf of the people of Tobago and get the work done. And put in the work and get the work done. So when I call on you to support Orlando Kerr in this election, is because I want you to get representation where the work will be done. And let me be clear, this area was hotly contested for the TPP. And I want to applaud everybody who offered themselves as a potential candidate for this electoral district. I understand. It doesn't make sense putting your talents behind P&M. That would be like throwing pearls behind swines. You don't waste your talent. So all the talents were on this side. All the talents were on this side. Excellent options in the race. At the end of the day, the process decided on Mr. Kerr. And I want to tell those tonight who were not picked and the supporters of those that perhaps you were backing that did not get picked. I want to say to you tonight that a vote for Orlando Kerr is a vote for any of the others who offer themselves for the Tobago People's Party. This is one united movement going forward. No isms and schisms. We're not voting based on what village you're from. We're voting because this party, this anchor is the only thing that can anchor Tobago down safely for the troubled waters that might be ahead globally. And so I thank everyone who offered themselves in this area. And I want to say that there is more than enough work for every single one of you to do. Because governance is more than just who you elect. Governance must include those that we appoint, those that must run state boards, those that must run state companies, those that have to become technical officers inside the divisions, those that will have to sit down and do the research for us, those that we could send to fly out and represent Tobago and to make a case on our behalf. There is enough work for every single one of our talented people to do. And I'm saying to the TPP family, now is the time to get united. It's only when we are divided we could fall. Once we are together, no man Jack or woman Jane could break us down and beat us in this election. Only we could defeat ourselves. We have to get united for the cause. A whole lot is at stake. A whole lot is at stake. And I heard Pretty Penny last night. And Pretty Penny said I should stay out of PNM business. But I really don't care about PNM business. I just want Pretty Penny to know that Tobago's business is TPP's business and Tobago is we and not the PNM. I just want Pretty Penny to know that Tobago has decided that never again will a political organization with its headquarters in Trinidad run and rule the island of Tobago. We're big enough, we have enough sense, we have enough talent to manage our own business. Tobago is we and the TPP is Tobago. I want Pretty Penny to know that no amount of begging she could beg could make us forgive the 20 years that the locust and the cankerworm stole from the people of Tobago. This is the period for restoration. And we will not go back to where we were. Tobago is we, and the TPP is Tobago. I want Pretty Penny to know that when we are across here suffering, when we are across here struggling, when we are across here being victimized, when we are across here enduring bad leadership, and you heard last night from Secretary Hackett, who compared 4 years of their years to 4 of ours in just education alone. Chalk and cheese. We beat them on every deliverable, going and coming. And I want Pretty Penny to know we are not going back to the days of mediocrity whatsoever. So let she keep she red party. She could provide room down in Trinidad for the sore losers from here. But we, Tobago is we, and TPP is Tobago. And that's why we are voting for the anchor in this election. No turning back at this point. We cannot turn back at this point. Too much is at stake. And what is at stake? We are in a community and in a district that requires some revitalization. And you will hear some on Sunday when we get to Charlottesville and Speyside. But we have invested in this region. It's why we spent the millions to get Mantology open. It's why we spent to ensure we fix the jetty on Little Tobago. It's why we ensure that we keep the tourism plants operational in this area so that our young people can find avenues through entrepreneurship and in the tourism industry. It's why every single year without fail, we ain't even waiting on travel people to tell we're showing up and fixing up the jetty and fixing up the landing for cruise ships to come in. It is why we give support, for example, to the heritage group in Charlottesville. And we gave them a home now in the place of the old craft market. Because we must ensure that country people are not left behind. And I want, when I look on my left or I look on my right, I must see our next countryman next to me in the exec council. So my good friends from Tonga know all the development can't stay in Tonga. Some must come to the people of Tobago East and must come to country people too. So don't feel that nice road and big road could only build in Tongue. Because in the next 4 years, Bad Rock have to fix. Bad Rock must fix. And we have been doing the design. We complete the design work. We complete the feasibility. And let me tell you what held us back. To fix the road, one of the options presented is that we needed to do a proper road going to Longbed to divert all of the traffic so we could lock off Bad Rock and fix the road. We do not own the lands. And the owners of the land don't want to sell the land. So now we have to go back to the drawing board and to find a solution without having to acquire those lands up in Zion Hill to allow for the heavy vehicles like the cement truck and the truck carrying the gasoline and so on for the gas stations to pass. But that's the only reason why we haven't started that work. But we did the design work, we did the studies, because Bad Rock have to fix. And the reason why we are doing that road in Argyle, that Lammy Road, all the way to Roxborough, and it's not fully paved now, but we are at the point where we are about to start concretizing the agriculture access roads in the back. And we'll do one set of preparation of the roads. And not only that, we are looking to rebuild the bridge that will connect Kendall and Argyle behind the swimming pool there, so that the days when you're stuck in traffic because of a little parade in Roxborough will be a thing of the past, because you can now use the back road and drive all the way to the gas station in Roxborough and be able to make your exit. Look at the hotel now being built in Roxborough, the Elephant Tree. I was there in New York, and they just talk about how I traveling and all sorts of stuff. I don't travel for vacation on taxpayers' money. If I want a vacation, I go into my bank account and buy my own ticket and fly and pay for my own hotel. But when I travel for work, I travel on Tobago people's business to get it done. And I was there in New York, sitting with the owners and developers of the Elephant Tree when we had the declaration that Hilton Hotel will come. It was so early in the game that we were under non-disclosure agreement and NDA, so I couldn't say anything publicly. But imagine that Roxborough is poised to get the first internationally branded hotel in Tobago since the Hilton pull-out downtown by Magdalena. Roxborough, you need to big up yourself. Who said hotel can't come to Roxborough and Argyle? And then on top of that, we're looking at the additional development works that must take place in the area to support this hotel. Because to support the Hilton Tapestry, they require to have services like groceries and markets, a transportation hub, retail, and other services that provides opportunity for people from Roxborough, Argyle, from Delaford all the way down to Argyle, to actually ply their trade and supply to the guests in that area. Because it can't be that all we are trying to do is to give every young person a government work. I was in Castar before I got here, and I was saying to a young man in Castar, I said, listen, there's only so many people who could actually give a job to. And I'm going to actually take account tomorrow of how many persons have been hired on the daily rated cadre by this administration. And I'm sure it exceeds any previous 4 years. And it's still not enough. I still have young people sit down by Dunstan shop around the corner there, still hoping to get a job, hoping to be picked next, have their name on a list saying to them, hopefully you get through next. But we have to empower our young people to the extent that they don't have to just rely on a job from us, but that they can build out their own futures. Because I want to tell you something. Ask anybody who work in a morning work, and they will tell you how they pay small. They will tell you how when you take the 4,000 something a month as a laborer, by the time you pay your health surcharge, you pay your light bill, you pay water bill, you have to pay for internet, and every Monday morning the internet bill going up. No explanation, it just going up. And you pay for little entertainment, you have no money. And then if you have children to go to school, it's still not enough. And that's why I want to warn the people of this area that beyond getting a government work, which might be good, I'm not knocking it. I am the product of a government work. That is where my father worked, cutting grass and cleaning the side of the road. So I understand that the children of people who just cut grass could become chief secretary too, could lead this island and lead this country too. So I'm not knocking it. But I'm saying to you, we have to set you up so that you don't have to depend solely on the government work, that you could actually earn some money on your own accord and build out prosperity for you and your children's children in what we call intergenerational wealth. It's time that we create that. We also have to have some conversation, country people, about estate planning. Because every time I walk around this area and I see a nice piece of land, and the house on the land take over with grass and vines and bush, and I hear the same old story. That is family bacchanal. Leave that alone. We should have no family bacchanal up here in the countryside.
let us plan for our estates properly and pass on the wealth and pass on the land. The land is of no use in the bush. While your foreparents are dead and the children and grandchildren fighting, the land is earning you no money. And so as family members, we have to have a hard conversation about how we can create intergenerational wealth. And to create that, we have to learn what is called estate planning. That has to be part of government programming, not just in the countryside, not just here in Delaford and Roxborough and Speyside, but all over the island of Tobago. Because when we say Tobago is we, it must be a recognition that until we protect our assets, somebody will come and thief it from us. So we have to stand up, work as a family, and protect the things that belong to us. That has to be part of our heritage. I often say that heritage must mean more than the nice dances, more than tambourine, more than a little brushback. Heritage has to be, how do we as family members protect what is legitimately ours? And so, Delaford, I am happy that we can continue the great work in this area. I am happy that with your efforts and with the THA efforts, Kings Bay will be fully refurbished. And Mr. Kerr spoke about that going out to tender for refurbishing. And that some entrepreneur from this area will have the opportunity to run that facility. And others could have pop-up businesses right there in the Kings Bay Beach that will serve our tourism industry, serve the local community, and ensure that you earn some paper. Because I want the young men in this area to know that Benz and Bima is not for outsiders alone. You could drive Benz and Bima too. You could live in a nice house too. But we are a THA and we are setting the right platforms to ensure that you could build out, that you could earn, that you could become wealthy too. This has to be about a pathway to prosperity that must include you in the plan. And so, Delaford, we have a simple task ahead of us come this election. A very simple task. On the ballot paper, we will have perhaps 2.5 nominations. Perhaps 2.5 nominations on the ballot paper. I ain't to know where one of the other parties doing and who they have. And I'm not concerning myself with that. But I know on the ballot paper, there will be a name alongside the symbol that is the anchor. And that name is Orlando Kerr. I know on the ballot paper, we will have a gentleman who taught for donkey years from the primary school in Charlottesville all the way to Roxborough Secondary School. I know on the ballot paper, you will have an entrepreneur from right here in the community of Delaford. A man who also married into another Delaford family. And listen, there's a reason why I don't have time to bash opponents, because he and the opponent and everybody is family in this race. Everybody is family in this race. When we say Tobago is we, it means all are we, including the people who are not on our side. But when we say Tobago is we and TPP represents Tobago, it's because the anchor is the only symbol that best represents the ideas, the dreams, the aspirations, the hopes of the people of Tobago. And that's what we must vote for. And so you have limited choice in this election. It's Orlando Kerr and then the rest. And I'm saying we are sticking with Mr. Orlando Kerr in this election. We are voting blue in this election. And I want on election night, when I leave from my Speyside Anglican Primary School, in the vicinity of Speyside Anglican Primary School, and I'm coming down the road in a motorcade from Speyside, I want to see Delaford joining in. And by the time we reach Roxborough, the whole Roxborough posse must be inside with Orlando Kerr. And then as we pass Bad Rock, Dr. Bremner must be down the road waiting with a posse for us to go tongue. And then as we get into Goodwood, as we get into Goodwood, there must be Megan C. Morrison park up outside of Goodwood High School, waiting with the posse. And we're going down the road. And then when we get to Bacolette, by the health center, Natisha Charles Panty must be out there waiting to join the team. And by the time we get to Color Hall traffic light, we must meet Trevor James coming out to meet us. And as we get to Rockley Vale, Ian Whitey Pollard must be coming out of Mason Hall, North Mariah. And then as we get into Scarborough, as we get by Darrell Spring by the walkover, there we must see Ricky Joe Field for Darrell Spring Wim coming down. And then we're heading down and we see joining us in tongue, we have the man Wayne Wasp Clark coming out of Lambo, Lowlands. And coming down from the hills above Lambo, we have the mighty man Nigel Tate coming down from Patience Hill, Signal Hill. And of course, coming out of the north, all the way from deep in the north, we have a girl that does look real pretty, dress up real fancy. But we realized last night she's a firebrand, a firecracker. We have Zorisha Amina Hackett coming out of Bethesda Lekito. And she will be joined by a new kid on the block coming out of Plymouth Blackrock, the person in Kerr, Alexis. And as we're coming out from Bethesda and coming out from Plymouth Blackrock, we're picking up by Boko Lights, the man who will end the political career once and for all. Once and for all. Oh, Mr. Dennis, we have Mr. Keegan Denon. And then coming all the way from the southwestern peninsula, from the tourism capital of Tobago, we have Lucille Percy's son coming down with the people from Bonaccord, Crown Point to join us in Scarborough on the night of January 12, 2026, where we will have a clean sweep. You know, the kind of sweeping we are accustomed to do here in the country. When we done sweep, no grass could go there. When we done sweep, no bush in the corner. When we done, you know, long time, my grandmother teach me to sweep. And after you done sweep, you're taking some water and you sprinkle it. Not even the dust must rise up. Because it'll be ashes to ashes, dust to dust, never to resurrect on the island of Tobago again. They must never ever have a place on this island again. If you want to fight politics in Tobago, you must be a Tobago-based party, a Tobago-only party, because Tobago is we. We are Tobago, and there is no room for any other political institution from anywhere else to come and control this island. Delaford, you are a wonderful audience. Roxborough, Delaford, Argyle, Betsy's Hope, Tenchain, Louisdor, you are wonderful this evening. And I look forward to welcoming into the executive of the Tobago House of Assembly, Orlando Kerr from along the Windward Main Road here in Delaford as your next area rep and first coming out of Delaford. God richly bless you tonight. I love you, Tobago, and we press forward. We press forward towards the higher calling. We press forward towards January 12th when we will finally beat some people. God bless you. Good night.
A week but I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise.
Wonderful. So tomorrow night, we're going to be at Plymouth Blackrock, as our political leader has indicated. And we have some more entertainment to warm you down before you go home safely. So we want to welcome Ghanaites. Without further ado, because we don't want anybody leaving, we want him to come on one time. Yeah. Put your hands together, make some noise.
Yeah. All right. TPP in the party, right? We have the power to take this, son. Hey, Banja, where you say, let me come down here. Say TPP, we have the power. Favor not Babylonian every hour, yes, we have the power. Hey, say wicked man, we so you can't devour, cut it. We have the power. Favor not hypocrite and vampire. Fali Hadi, Orlando Hadi, Tita Hadi. Yeah, me. How when me rise in the man, get me iration and me rap me power plan. Power inspiration with the TPP we want. Feel and pan the rhythm and go give a power chant. And when you hear the chant, it put you in a power trance. When you're in the trance, it make you, yeah man. Run it. Only help me sing it. Stop from calling his name and give him the blame. Trying to bring we down in shame. TPP now play those games. Who job bless, no man will curse. Falling and past the worst now. They want him right in a worst, but them go right first. That one your name. Move out of we life, boy, and stop play stalker. Cause in this election we don't wire. Say you want to talk, but we son now we daughter. When you done talk, I shut a Johnny Walker. Stop up your sandals, yeah. Let's up your wap colors, everything good. Yeah, man, I love how we looking. Blue is the code. Tobago is what? They say Tobago is we. You don't know it, go, yeah? That one your name. Live the life you love, and I sing love the life you live. Just make sure everything what you do in a life stay positive. But mine would have set trap for you. Them love to see the negative. They love to see you frown. Don't let them bring you down. Say with the things they do and say, God bless you up and Him wake you up. Figure see another day. Yeah. They say they want we come. And. Well, let me sing it. I mean, big up TikTok boss all the time. Liveliest man I ever seen this place, man. Yeah. All right. Help me. They say they want we come, but I don't wanna. Keep telling me yes, I keep telling her no. They want the TPP, you know, if you come down and mash up the show, yeah. Tell them PNM must go, yeah. Because you don't know that we are the thing already. Hold on tight and a rock steady. Pull up! I mean, we keeping the people them too, you know. Because we know all they have to reach home safe.